level. In some senses, transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
That there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak.
Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population.
There is no place whatsoever in medicine for any mandated procedure. None. Zero. And Nazi Germany taught us that. Experimental medical programs in people who did not have informed consent is abhorrent, is totally unacceptable.
What happens when they get every adult mandated into a vaccine program? Now think about an industry where there's 16 vaccines already on an adult schedule at the CDC and 340 million people are forced to use them. How about 270 vaccines in the approval stage that every adult, 340 million, have to use? And once America goes, the rest of the world will follow. We are the scientific minds of the world. America said it was okay. They forced their citizens into it. So should we.
So California has now passed bills which mandate vaccination according to the CDC's recommended schedule for all public and private school attendance. You have to be vaccinated to do that.
Individual autonomy, the right to protect bodily integrity, the human right to informed consent to medical risk-taking, the human right to follow our conscience, to follow our religious beliefs. These are fundamental rights that define what freedom really means.
If we have an adult mandate, that industry overnight goes from being a $50 billion industry to a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Overnight, in America alone. I think that that's all the motivation you have to look at. The pharmaceutical industry is on the verge of being the world power industry of the planet.
That's what's happening here in California. People are being forced into a medical procedure with known risks, with quantifiable risks, where they have to pick up the consequences of a permanently damaged child. No one cares. There's nothing there for them, no infrastructure in place to protect that family. They bear all the liability. So when that child, that parent, hands their baby over to the doctor to be vaccinated, then the least informed person in that relationship, because you can't sue the doctor, you can't sue the pharmaceutical companies, the least informed person bears all the liability and all the risk, the mother, and that's atrocious. And so there is no place whatsoever for mandated medical procedures in any civilized country in the world. And that is what is happening here and what they intend for the world.
They've taken a hardline approach. It's either my way or the highway. You either do it or we're going to punish you. If you don't do it the way we say you should do it, we're going to punish you with societal sanctions like no shots, no school. No shots, no medical care. No shots, no health insurance. No shots, no job. If we don't stand up now and fight for our freedom, we're going to fight ourselves in chains for the next century.
Let us say we push off the boats at 5:30, full darkness. That will give us 6.5 hours for crossing. You plan to march to Trenton at midnight. A night march in this weather with men who will be wet, freezing, and already exhausted. If you can whip them and the guns along at 2 miles an hour, you can get to Trenton before dawn.
We will do 3 miles an hour.
Maybe. I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying you won't. But there's ice in the river. And as God is my witness, there's no man on earth who can carry that army across in 6 hours. or 10 hours. So you will be coming to Trenton in daylight.
I'm giving you an order. And unless you want to take your men back to Marblehead, Massachusetts, wherever that cold and godforsaken Yankee place is, you will carry it out. You will take my army across the river, and you will do it tonight.
Very well, General. I'll carry your army across the river. God help me, I don't know how, but I'll do it.
11:10.
Well, there it is. We won't have the army crossed over before 3 in the morning. That means we won't reach Trenton before daybreak. You must agree.
I agree.
Old friend, we know each other well. I've been by your side through many a hellish thing. But if we go to Trenton in daylight and the Hessians are waiting for us, well, then it's the end. You know that.
Hugh, they made me commander-in-chief of a great army. And now I am commander-in-chief of those who remain. I've lost every chance and failed at every effort. This is not bluster, Hugh, but so help me God, if I must ride into Trenton alone, I will do so. Hugh. How many men have we lost?
None.
Wounded?
None.